Hello people, I'm Ginnymetheral and I'm a 4th generation witch. I'm here today with an update on my Back Off Witch series. Now, if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I strongly advise you to have watched them and I'll put the playlist here for you. You do need to slightly know what the context is. However, should you not care to look at those videos, we'll start with a bit of background. So a few weeks ago, I was being psychically attacked by another witch. And after a lot of consideration, deliberation, and warnings, I decided to use magic against her and bind her. Now, the binding spell that I used prevented her from using magic to cause me harm or anybody else harm. So the binding spell that I used does not stop her using her own witchcraft and her own magic powers. It just stops her harming others through witchcraft, and that is it. So what's been happening since the binding? Part of my career as a witch is that I do witchy meetings, and I tend to do them on Zoom because my clients come from all over the world. These witchy meetings are part spirit guidance, part reading, part teaching people how to be a witch, part showing them how to use their witchcraft, and there's all sorts of things going on. These sessions are done on Zoom and they're very deep and very detailed, and I'm really, concentrating on them. I'm often talking with a lot of spirit guides, we're communicating with varying entities that might be around, and my body and my brain, when I'm doing these sessions, is 100% committed to what is going on in them. And I'm not thinking or even considering other things. Now, these sessions are generally done on Zoom. If you've never done a Zoom meeting before, you both sign in to the Zoom app and it becomes a video conference call. However, you don't have to have your video on. But if you don't have webcam access on the computer that you're using, then you can simply have a blank screen, but you can hear. So it's like a computer telephone call. So I was with a particularly favoured client of mine. Hi, Danielle. And we were doing a Zoom meeting. This was our 2nd or 3rd Zoom meeting together. I can't remember. Anyway, I was really in depth into the meeting, and Danielle was struggling with her computer and she couldn't get the webcam to work. So we simply had the blank Zoom picture like this. So I could hear her and I was talking with her and we were communicating easily, but I couldn't see her. I could only hear. Anyway, so about 10 minutes into the session, a picture flashes up where the profile picture would normally be. I'm slightly nonplussed by this and I can't really see it because I'm unbelievably blind, and look at my +3 glasses. If you can see my eyes, aren't they huge now because I'm wearing magnifying glasses? So I said out to Danielle, do you have a profile picture on your Zoom app? And she went, no. So I went to have a look at it. The picture that I saw was quite unnerving. It looked a bit like this. It wasn't this picture, but it looked a bit like this one. I didn't record the picture at all, and so I can only show you an approximation like this. Now, I am not easily scared by ghosts, werewolves, vampires, demonic entities, you name it. I'm not particularly scared because I'm not. I was, therefore, quite unnerved. So I put my glasses on so I could go and look at it. Danielle then turned round and said, I can hear gurgling and grinding and growling. The picture then disappeared. And it was at that point that I realised I'd been put there by that witch. So that witch had put this picture up on Danielle's Zoom app, and I knew it was her. This picture was there for a good minute. I was not imagining it. It was definitely in front of my face. And I just knew it was her. She is trying to scare me. And to be fair, I was a little scared when I first sort of really noticed this picture because it was terrifying. However, it then makes me cross. I don't like being scared, so then I get cross. So I then went, bloody witch, how dare she treat me like that? Of course, she can't harming me. This is not harming me because she can't, but she can use her witchcraft to try and terrorise me. But that's not harming me. Now remember, when I bound her, I said, do not harm me. This is where I have made a mistake because the binding spell I used did not say, don't terrorise me, harm me, or frighten me. I only said harm me. Harm is normally considered as physical, and that she can't do. It can be construed as mental, but that, what she has sent to me, she's able to do because that does not mentally harm me. I made a slightly stronger stuff than that. So my bad. I should have encompassed in my spell a couple more things. However, it doesn't end there. What's unnerving though, when that picture came down and I realised that it was the wretched witch trying to get at me in some way, I immediately made poor Danielle. I was like, Danielle, you need to get candles, you need to get a wand, you need to get a joss stick. We're going to do some safety spells immediately. So I hadn't put my safety spells up round Danielle at that time, and we did it so quickly. It was brilliant. Thank goodness. But it was when Danielle said to me that she'd heard the gurgling and the grinding and the growling coming from her computer that I thought, maybe it's not just me. So I'd like to know what you think about that part of this story. Do leave me a comment below. Do you think that I saw something? Do you think it was a cross-wired situation? Or do you think it was that witch? As soon as I had put up those safety spells, nothing else happened because she couldn't get through, because no one can get through my spells. I'm very good at them. So a couple of days later, I go to bed one evening and about 3 o'clock in the morning, I am dreaming. And I'm, dreaming quite normally, whatever I'm dreaming. Oh yes, I'm sitting on a toadstool talking to a box of cards. It's lovely. And because when you dream, you tend to astrally project your psychical self out, I'm able to be talked to and attacked by other people. So my astral protection when I'm dreaming is currently unavailable, which is a story for another time, but you'll never believe that story. So anyway, so I'm astrally out there and she is able to get at me because I've got no protection when I'm dreaming. So bad witch attacks me and I start therefore going from normal dreaming to nightmare. I woke up and I thought, oh, that bad witch, she was having a go at me. I knew she was there, she was attacking me. I know she was. And I thought, and I'm calming myself down and I can't really see, you're like that, aren't you? When you wake up, oh God, I can't see and it's dark. I calm myself down. I realise I'm having a nightmare and I know why, because I'm being attacked astrally by bad witch. And I then look over to my radio alarm clock, which shows me the time, and it is on a bedside table. My radio alarm clock has a scrolling feature, so it shows you what radio station you're on and it scrolls across the screen, saying Radio 1. Well, that's a complete lie. In my case, it's always Radio 4. And so as it scrolls across, and you can see it doing that, and that's quite normal. The rest of the time, when it's not scrolling, the radio station, because it's not playing it, or the songs, or whatever's happening on it, it will have the time, which is why I had cast my eyes to look at said radio alarm clock, so that I could see what time it was. Now, I couldn't really see the radio alarm clock at this point because there was a pair of glasses in front of it. And so I was sort of moving my head sideways like this, trying squinting because it's dark. I'm squinting, looking at the light up screen, trying to see what the time was. It doesn't tell me the time. It says something else. Instead of saying 01.24, which is what I expected it to say, it said a scrolling message. And across the screen, in red writing, it said, I'll get you. And I remember sort of looking at it and then lying on my back going, huh? What? And I'm not scared. I'm just like, what on earth? And I then suddenly realised I look again and it just says the time, 01:24. And I think, well, Bad Witch is back. Again, she can't harm me. This is not harming. She's trying to scare me or terrorise me, which I did not bind her against doing. But harming me, no. So what do? Do I tighten my binding spell using my own energy and prana, or do I just put up with it? Because it's not really that bad, and it's quite interesting, and I get to tell YouTube about it. I don't think anyone else can believe me. Please leave me a comment telling me what you think. What was going on here? Was it my imagination? Was I making it up? Or is Bad Witch at it again? I personally think it's Bad Witch. And also, I want to know, do you think I should redo the binding spell to include don't scare people, don't terrorise people? What do you think? It was my bad to start with, but can I be bothered? I would love to know your opinion. I would be really grateful if you could go to Patreon at the moment and answer a quick poll which I have put up there for my subscribers, just asking about what you would like to see in the next video. Patreon also has the opportunity to have these witchy sessions with me, so do check them out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next week.